They'll blanket you in Wi-Fi and profit off the radiation. Congregation collecting the people for that Satan. I keeps it blazing, cause I can read between the lines. I ain't blind, we unwind what they're really saying. Genetically modify what you're tasting. Don't need that cottage promise, so now you live up in your mom's basement. Redesign time so your mind is always wasted. Program to crave the basics. Keep the beta in stasis. Pay the state, kid. You're in debt for being born. Messengers are more than just the price for being warned. Don't be alarmed. Disconnect from their machinations. Stop subscribing to the folly of own nations. Bone breaking ain't the answer, cause they seek the ownership of souls. Spread the seeds and watch them grow. Break the chains of control. Break the chains of control.
Sweet eternal balance of all that is good, true, and beautiful, friends. Wow, my color's a little off, isn't it? We're going to do some equinox meditation today. It is a beautiful moment in the entire universe, and the entire galaxy is aligning in ways that are very interesting for us here on Earth. And that is all about balance, and it's all about letting go, and it's all about maybe slowing down on the doing and focusing on the being, maybe slowing down on the producing and focusing on the receiving. And so we're going to look at all of that today. Snake Jones in the chat says it's been a year. Wow, a year since what? The last equinox? I'd love to know what you mean. I'm excited. Very excited for this meditation. Actually, I was just called last night to do this today, and I know that there are some people who are excited to get in on this action as well. So, while we are letting people trickle in, I'll just remind you of a few things. Just a few things. And first, I'm just going to share a few things in a few places so people know. People remember that we're doing an autumn equinox meditation happening right now. Share this far and wide also if you're out there listening or watching, and remind people to come get some love. Last year's meditation. Oh, did I do one last year too? I'm sure I did, huh? And usually on the day itself, I'm doing a little bit of one day of brightness. But this year, it just worked out better that we're doing one day of brightness this Sunday on the 26th. There's still 4 spots left, by the way, if you don't have one yet and you'd like to come. It's such a great event. And if my site is working, I'm going to show that to you. Let's see. It's just going through a little maintenance right now, so I guess it's not and I can't show you, so never mind. But one day of brightness is this Sunday. There's going to be Catherine O'Shea, Chance Garden, Michael Wan, and myself all presenting / leading / providing service, healing service, and guidance to everybody who is there. It's always deep. It's always amazing. It's always uplifting. It's always healing. People often are brought to places they did not think that they would get just from an event, because it's not just an event. It's a creation of a field with a lot of intention behind it, and a lot of really powerful souls powering it, and that includes you if you're going. And so that's what makes it beautiful, is that we all understand that dynamic and work together to create it. And man, you cannot underestimate how much farther you can launch yourself into deep awareness, deep awakening, deep enlightenment when you're in that type of a field. And so I'm very excited this year. It's always really beautiful. We've got a couple people here. Basically, the equinox is coming in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, the actual moment of equinoctial balance happens. And so I want to be in meditation at that time. So I'm going to start here in a minute, but I'm just going to give a reminder that there's some confusion in our community, often promoted by certain people who misunderstand the galactic dynamics. And so if you don't believe that there's anything outside of Earth's sphere, and that there's no such thing as space, and I understand that it's definitely not what's been described, and that we definitely haven't been there as human beings. But aside from that, there's still something out there. And what is happening right now at the moment of equinox is that the Earth's plane is aligning with the galactic plane. They're intersecting each other in perfection. And so usually there's a tilt and there's an off balance. And this is a moment where where it's perfectly balanced. So the entire Earth is experiencing this, and we're going to use the Schumann resonance and the Earth's experience of this to align ourselves with that so that we are all in the right place at that moment. So if you're here, then you're going to experience that balance. When people talk about like the length of day, that's just slightly different. That's a perception thing. There's mountains, there's plains, there's elevation, there's all sorts of things that can cause that to be slightly different. The moment of balance itself is a much larger experience than your experience of when the sun is coming in and when it's going out, right? They're always similar because they're happening at the same time because of that balance, right? But perception is very subjective. So this is a more objective sort of thing, and we're going to tap into it and make it subjective by connecting with it. So if you're here with us, you're going to meditate with us now. We're going to slide into it. And as always, I'll remind you, you can close your eyes if you want. I do. I'm going to. You don't have to if that's something that bothers you or just doesn't feel good. You can lay back, you can lay down, you can contort yourself into a pretzel on the ground, you can do whatever feels good for you. It doesn't matter. It's really about receptivity, intention, awareness, and presence more than anything else. So people are like, oh, I can't quiet my mind. Who cares? You don't have to. What you can do is bring your attention inside your head, between your eyes. You can breathe in through your nose if you can, through your mouth if you'd like. And as you breathe in, you can feel and see the breath coming in through those passageways and down and filling your lungs. And your lungs are going to push out your belly. That's how deep you're going to breathe, but not with force, just with fullness. And then you're going to exhale also fully so that your lungs are completely empty. Not because you're shoving and forcing, but just because you're getting all the air out. Right. Allowing that balance to come to your breath. Every time you breathe in, you can see that light and feel it coming in. And this is the light of pure ether and pure energy and pure love that you're breathing in to fill your body and fill your lungs. So you watch it fill your lungs on every in-breath deeply. And you let it go fully out, but the light stays. What goes is waste. What leaves you is things you no longer need. What leaves you are attitudes and ideas that are outdated and that no longer serve you. You're breathing in that etheric light, filling it, filling your torso, filling your arms, filling your legs, filling your head, and breathing out anything that needs to go. Let's do a couple more of those deep breaths. Filling with light. Letting go. Filling with love. Letting go. And we recognize where we are at right now in our body. We feel that energy swirling and filling with love and light in there that we've just breathed in. And our awareness is here, and we are whole, and we are perfect, and we are balanced. And part of that we can look out and see. So let's bring our awareness out a little bit. Let's travel maybe out the top of our head and up and see ourselves sitting where we're sitting. Travel out a little farther and see our little surroundings. Maybe there's forest, maybe there's city, maybe there's hills. Travel out even farther and see maybe our state, and then our nation, and then the oceans, and then the hemisphere. And now we're watching the whole Earth. And we can see the equator where it would be if we could draw it around the Earth. And we see that equatorial line coming right down to balance with the line that in fact intersects the sun and every other planet in our solar system. And we see that balance occurring, and we invite that exact energy of balance to come and fill us as we watch it occurring. from our vantage point out here in whatever you call this space, the plasma, the electric body of the universe, space, this moment of balance reflects the balance that is all around us all the time. Everything pauses in perfection for a moment, and we are also that perfection. We just spent all summer tilted towards the sun and receiving so much light and so much energy, and we were abuzz with it. And we see all that we created, all of the energy that we took in. Maybe you literally grew some gardens, maybe you raised some animals, maybe you created projects, maybe you worked on things that are important to you, and all that energy. Maybe you spent time outside, maybe you were running or hiking or swimming, maybe you traveled around. Whatever you were doing with that energy, you received all of that. And now you're in this moment having received and done all of that. And you're looking towards now just being. You've done and done and done, and now we're shifting gears in perfect balance and ready to just be. We'll still do, but we'll also take a little bit more time to rest. We'll still receive from the sun and from the universe and from all of these sources of goodness, all this energy, but we're going to shift it a little bit into more contemplation. Our creations will roll a little deeper, a little slower. And we'll see that all that we have been doing and organizing and creating is bearing fruit. It's bearing abundance. And we're going to just receive that. We're going to receive all that we've done, and we're going to rest with all we've done, and we're going to contemplate and reflect on all that sits in front of us in this moment, where the earth is in balance with the entire system. Everything clicks for a moment. And we see the unity, all these energies floating around out here in the solar system, whatever you think this space is, all of these bodies floating around out here, all the energies they carry, all the wisdom that they carry is locked in this moment in perfect reception. So we see those as gifts hanging around us, just like the fruits of our labors that are hanging around us in physical space. We see them ready for plucking and harvesting and taking in. We see the sun and Mercury and Venus and Earth and Mars and Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune and Uranus and Pluto even, all in this plane together and all offering their perfected, abundant fruit for us. And we don't have to know exactly what those gifts entail. We just know that we receive anything that's good, true, and beautiful, any messages they have to share with us. We just see it coming along that line, along that equatorial alignment, right into where we sit observing it all. And we just receive that. You can see it coming into you if you'd like. You can see it gathering in front of you in little balls of light. Maybe you're holding it in your arms, in your lap. All of these heavenly bodies sharing with us in this moment of balance. And we're in a time of receiving, and we're in a time of abundance, we're in a time of fruiting, and we are open to receiving all that we have created and come in alignment with in balance. Just be inside of yourself for a moment and feel what it feels like to receive. Feel what it feels like to know that you have created so much and that now you get to receive the fruits of your labors, of your intentions, and of all your movements. That feels very good. We're going to take all of those fruits and bounties that we have been given from all of these heavenly bodies that we are aligned with in this moment of equinox. We're going to give gratitude for the process. We give gratitude for what's given. We're going to give gratitude for ourselves for having put in effort and intention and action. Gratitude for ourselves for receiving all of the energy throughout these seasons and implementing them and directing them. Gratitude for what comes forth and what springs forth. We're going to take all of that gratitude and mix it with these gifts we've been given. And we're going to also know that these continue to grow and continue to bear fruit on the etheric and the energetic level with our intention. And whether our intention is clear in our mind or not, our soul knows exactly what it's doing. So we let our soul's intention come forth to mix with and receive all the gifts it needs from this pile of abundance we've accumulated here. And as we're floating here, viewing this balance of the universe, receiving these gifts, letting them mix with our soul's intention, we see that there's some little bits that are decaying, or little bits that are starting to shrivel, or little bits that aren't necessary anymore. The fruit has been plucked, the gifts have been given and received, and there's some pruning around us that needs to happen on our soul level. So we see those bits around us, and we just take our mental shears. We're just going to clip here and clip there and prune over there and just let go of some things. And we see how beautiful it is to let go. We don't have to carry all this anymore. It served its purpose, and whatever it is, it no longer serves our soul's purpose and our soul's intention, which is right now really deeply receiving nourishment and gifts from every heavenly body we know. So it's a great time to let go of old ideas and old structures, old personality traits, and old habits, and just the heavy parts that just are not serving us anymore. So we're just going to clip a few more of those off. We're going to see them around us here, floating from our vantage space out here. We're going to give them some love and some honor because they did serve us, and they did help us grow fruits, and they did help us get to this place where we can receive so much abundance on the soul level. And so we just give thanks. Just look at them and tell them they're beautiful and you appreciate what they did. And then notice that they're always going to keep giving, even now. They're going to sink down into the soil and fertilize and be reborn again when new energies arise and new projects spring forth in the future. Nothing is lost. Nothing is broken. Everything is in process in its perfect place and its perfect space, including all of ourselves at this soul level where we're really basking in abundance right now. At the mind level where we've done some pruning also. At the emotional level, which is undergirding and empowering all of this. And at the physical level, where all these transformations trickle down and heal anything that needs to heal and let go of anything that needs to go. All four bodies in balance in this moment of balance, in alignment with all that is around us. Feel that expansive reception. And now with this energy of being and receiving and pause, let's go back down now to our place here on the earth, back down to our hemisphere, down past our oceans and nation, down into our state and into our region and into our place. And sitting here on earth, in our physical self, we bring our presence into our mind, into our chest, into our seat, into our toes and our fingertips. And with this space here, let's remember Earth is in this moment of balance, and we are aligned with Earth, and the Schumann resonance is resonating, and we are going to harmonize with it now. Let it come harmonize inside of you. Intend to be a transmitter, a replicator, a signal replicator, harmonizing with that signal's intensity, because right now so much is coming to us through that harmonization. We are here with the earth. The earth is here with us. It connects us all, and we are unbreakably connected in that space. Know it, receive it, feel it, and intend to stay aligned with it, amplifying it always. Give more thanks to yourself for showing up today. Give thanks to all your allies and all of our beautiful heavenly bodies that gave us so many gifts and alignment. Give thanks to the earth and its consciousness for aligning with us as well and allowing us to share in this balance. And remember to take with you that transition into being and receptivity and letting go. One more deep breath. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We say to all the people who showed up today, thank you, thank you, thank you to all the energies that aligned with us today. And thank you, as always, to the source which provides these beautiful meditations for you and me to connect with. So great. If you liked that, you'll love the One Day of Brightness. If you're someone who enjoys these meditations, One Day of Brightness is like that times infinity plus a whole day. And all kinds of really beautiful guides and leaders. So 4 tickets left. If you want one, go grab it. I shouldn't even say that. I think the site is down right now, but remember to come back soon. You can go try rogueways.org. Go to the shop, and it should be one of the first things when you scroll past the categories, because it's the number one most exciting purchased item in the shop as far as I know. And there's a reason for that. And there's a reason that most of the people there are people who come back. And that's because they know what it's worth. And it's worth far, far, far more than anything that you could pay for it. And so I hope we see you all there. This is a really beautiful, deep meditation today that I felt. And I'm glad that we got to do this, since we couldn't have the One Day of Brightness on the day itself like we like to do best. But we're going to get that same exact amount of energy and more, even though it's not on the day itself. We always like to say, right, there's no soul and spirit and energy knows no time or space. There's no boundaries for it. So it really doesn't matter. It is nice to be able to align with it at the moment, though. I really appreciated that. So, man, and it always goes longer than I think. I'm always like, we'll do like a 5-minute meditation. And then 20 minutes later, here we are. So if you were late, you can always go back and do that again. Like I said, no time and space boundaries. So even though it was really fun to be in the moment at the moment of actual equinox, galactically, this energy is here for you for this entire time space in a heightened way. And honestly, you could come 3 months from now and do it and you'd still get some great energy out of it. So it really, don't limit yourself. Kaylee's in the chat saying one day of brightness is finna be lit. That's right. James Beck, love back at you. Thunder Chicken, the balance is here and now. And Gordon, thank you so much for the tip. I really appreciate it. Those of you who like to support the show, you can do that by hopping over to Rockfin and tipping, or you can go to paypal.com/Corey Sharman in order to leave a tip there. And also, if you like, you can join rogue.locals.com. It's not just a tip because you get a lot out of it. You get exclusive content and you get to communicate and compare and share notes in the community. And also on subscribestar.com/rogueways. There's all kinds of perks there that I don't know if everybody knows about, but those are pretty cool too. So much love to you all. Thanks for being here and being you. And I will see you tomorrow with, oh my God, is it Gary Wayne? Oh, it's Michael Wan. Gary Wayne is 2 weeks from now. It's Michael Wan. Yay! We haven't talked to Michael in a long time on the show. It'll be great. He's going to be at the One Day of Brightness, so it'll be really nice to catch up with him before we sink into that space together and create that beautiful field together. I'm super excited. Michael's always awesome to have. If you were noticing, there was like 3 or 4 giant 1 to 2 hour episodes that suddenly got released on YouTube. I realized that I hadn't published them before because they were for this Logic event we were doing last spring, and then COVID kind of killed it. And so they were just on Subscribestar, and they were just for people who were going to be going to Logic and who had subscribed on Subscribestar, and they were never on YouTube. And so now they are. And so they just popped up and people are like, is this like a year old? And I'm like, yeah, it is, but I don't really understand. And then I kind of understood what happened. But so you may have just gotten like 8 hours of Michael Wan, but we're going to catch Michael Wan in the here and now and see what he's been doing lately. So that'll be nice tomorrow. I will see you all then at 7 p.m. Mountain for that super awesome episode. And otherwise, I will see you on Sunday at the One Day of Brightness event. Woo! Go grab your tickets now. And until then, travel well, aim for balance, and always look inside first. Mwah.
Yo, you're lying. And she's lying. My man over there, he's lying. You know what? You're building up a bunch of lies. Straight lies. You don't know Willie Brown. I don't believe you. You're gonna build a wall. I don't believe you. You smash corn pop. I don't believe you. You don't touch kids. I don't believe you. Tupac's your favorite rapper. I don't believe you. You're helping immigrants. I don't believe you. Unemployment's low. I don't believe you. You're gonna fix the climate. I don't believe you. You carry hot sauce. I don't believe you. You pulling troops out. I don't believe you. America is great again. I don't believe you. You don't take cash from China. I don't believe you. You pay taxes. I don't believe you. You care about us. I don't believe you. There's a virus. I don't believe you. You need to wear a mask. I don't believe you. Here's a stimulus. I don't believe you. You're gonna impeach someone. I don't believe you. Heads are gonna roll now. I don't believe you. We're gonna flatten curves. I don't believe you. You're helping black people. I don't believe you. Voting matters. I don't believe you. You never took that flight. I don't believe you. We're all in this together. I don't believe you. You don't have dementia. I don't believe you. You make the best deals. I don't believe you. You're gonna solve the problem. I don't believe you. You're gonna drain the swamp. I don't believe you. We're training space soldiers. I don't believe you. You're friends with Mexicans. I don't believe you. You're different this time. I don't believe you. We're fixing infrastructure. I don't believe you. You'll get free college. I don't believe you. Your hands are huge. I don't believe you. Erasing student debt. I don't believe you. You're not establishment. I don't believe you. You don't have Kuru. I don't believe you. You have nice friends. I don't believe you. You won't bomb anyone. I don't believe you. We don't spy on people. I don't believe you. There's a tax credit. I don't believe you. You're a Christian. I don't believe you. You'll fix the deficit. I don't believe you. The other side's the problem. I don't believe you. You got transparency. I don't believe you. You're not a puppet. I don't believe you. You don't know a Rothschild. I don't believe you. Safe and effective. I don't believe you. I'll circle back to that. I don't believe you. It's a pandemic. I don't believe you. We care about your health. I don't believe you. They're killing grandmas. I don't believe you. Birthing person. I don't believe you. We'll investigate. I don't believe you. You don't know that guy. I don't believe you. You trust the science. I don't believe you. You want us all in shackles. We're training space soldiers. You're friends with Mexicans. God damn it.